Like all games, Croc had many planned features that were cut before its release. However, thanks to file modifications and leaked betas, some of this content has been revealed. In this video I will go through some of these features, and show some of the changes made during development. The way of completing levels changed drastically. Initially, Croc would just need to go through a door to finish a level. The door would remain locked until Croc had gathered all 3 Gobbos in a level. This was later changed to a gong, but it didn't initially have the beanie face on it, but rather just letters saying the word goal. Beanie the bird had already been created at this point, but didn't have the role she had in the final game. She is seen shuffling the boxes in a minigame. So this can lead to the assumption that Beanie was originally a type of enemy. This type of gong was even shown in some trailers, so the change to a Beanie picture was probably a very late addition to the game. Originally, Croc used blue springs to make big jumps. These were eventually replaced in the final game with the jellies. In the game files, however, the jellies are still called springs. The colored crystals initially had a completely different use. Only the red crystal existed, and instead of being used to open the crystal door, it actually just gave Croc 5 crystals at once. At this point the extra part of the level was not accessed through the crystal door, but rather through a bonus door. To open it, Croc had to gather the 5 letters, B, O, N, U, and S. These letters had the role that the colored crystals would later have. A weird thing about them is that they could be disguised as crystals, which doesn't make much sense, making this a possible reason for them being changed. Hearts were a later addition. Initially, the way for Croc to get an extra life was to gather one of these, a colored sack. These sacks came in 3 colors: red, blue, and yellow. They acted exactly the same as hearts do in the final game. They are still present in some hidden levels found in the final game, but they have lost all function. Smash boxes existed since early stages of development, but they looked very different to how they looked in the final game. Initially, the forest smash boxes were just gray, with what appears to be cracks on the edge. This might mean that they are supposed to be made out of stone, instead of wood. At this point, the only other type of smash box that existed was in the ice island. This one appears to be made out of ice, and is also transparent. At this point they also worked differently. Instead of the crystals staying in place, they would scatter around. They were later replaced by the question mark box, and the variations it got later. There were 2 types of platforms that were removed. The first is the large tilting platform. This platform was bigger than regular platforms, and would also tilt when Croc stood on it. The second one is the platform with a metal box. This is a normal platform, that had a small version of the metal box on it. It would remain still until the box was pushed off it. Then, it would start moving. Snowboarding is an unused mechanic. Images of Croc snowboarding were released before the game was out, but this feature was removed before release. Some snowboarding levels though can be found in the betas, and even in the final game's files, although it is lacking the snowboard scene in the screenshots. It is unknown why this feature was removed.